Once upon a time, not so very long ago, there was an island that lived in whispers. It was a secret kept by the sea, a sliver of paradise tucked away in the heart of the Philippines. This was not the Boracay that flashes across our screens today, a world-famous destination bustling with energy and life. No, this was a different Boracay, a quiet haven known only to a precious few. Can you imagine it? A myth passed between sailors and adventurous souls. Sand as fine as sugar, water shimmering in 100 shades of blue, a secret garden waiting for its story to be told to the world. Nestled near the larger island of Panay, and not too far a journey from the vibrant pulse of Cebu, Boracay lay sleeping, a jewel of the Visayas, an archipelago of islands each with its own charm. But Boracay was different, magic in its air, a certain pull that was hard to describe. The legendary White Beach, a 4-kilometer stretch of powdery coral sand, cool to the touch even under the tropical sun. The island's heart, a landscape fringed with coconut palms, fronds dancing against the endless sky. Just the symphony of nature, waves lapping the shore, the island's gentle rhythm. Long before the first tourist ever set foot on its powdery shores, Boracay was home. The island's earliest known inhabitants were the ATI people, an indigenous group with roots deeper than memory. They are the original guardians of this paradise, living in harmony with the island's rhythms. Their lives were woven into the forest and the coast, ancient traditions, quiet resilience. They foraged in the lush interiors, gathering fruits, gathering herbs, and fished along the coastline with ancestral methods. Their culture honored the spirits of land and sea. For them, every tree, every rock, every wave held a story. Alongside the ATI were local fishermen. Their lives were ruled by the sea, generous but demanding. Before sunrise, they were already out on bankas, traditional outrigger boats, silhouettes on the horizon. Masters of currents and winds reading the water for the day's catch. The sea was their livelihood, their playground, and their constant companion. Fishermen returned with boats heavy with fish, which were shared, sold, or preserved. Women managed households, tended small gardens, and mended nets. Children played on empty beaches, laughter where beach bars and hotels would later stand. This was the true original Boracay, not tourism, but resilient, hard-working, and deeply connected people who called it home. Life on the island in those early days was a study in simplicity and hardship. There was no electricity to light up the night, only the soft glow of gas lamps and the brilliant canopy of stars. Darkness fell early, and with it came a profound quiet, broken only by the chirping of crickets and the eternal whisper of the sea. There were no paved roads, only sandy footpaths winding through coconut groves and small village paths. Accommodations were humble, simple nipa huts with local families welcoming travelers with open hearts and a warm meal. Food came from land and sea, freshly caught fish grilled over open fire, rice, mangoes, coconuts. Bayanihan, the Filipino spirit of communal unity, people sharing what little they had, kinship permeating the island. Deep connections, with each other, with nature, with the passing of time itself, measured by sunrises and sunsets. This era formed the soul of Boracay, the island's character forged, warmth, resilience, a deep appreciation for the natural world, remoteness and lack of development, a blessing in disguise, preserved pristine beauty and fostered genuine hospitality. The foundation upon which the future was built, a past that whispers its stories beneath the noise of the present. Every enchanting place has a name, and behind every name lies a story. Boracay is no exception. The origin of its name is shrouded in a lovely mist of folklore and linguistic theories, adding to the island's captivating allure. There isn't one single confirmed story, but several enchanting possibilities. One popular theory connects the name to the local dialect. Boracay as a portmanteau, Bora, bokeh, Bora, bubbles, bokeh, white. Another story, when Spanish explorers asked the ATI elders for the island's name, they replied, Borac, meaning cotton, bokeh, meaning white. A third legend, Malay settlers found abundant white seashells, sigai. In their tongue, Bora described something white. Whether the name comes from bubbles, cotton or shells, all these stories point to the island's greatest asset, It's impossibly white sand. The true origin may be lost to time, but the legend lives on, adding another layer of wonder to this incredible place. Before Boracay became a postcard for paradise, it was a place locked in a constant, quiet struggle. The very remoteness that preserved its beauty also created immense challenges for its inhabitants. The islanders were vulnerable to the whims of nature, especially during the typhoon season. Fierce winds, torrential rains. Without modern infrastructure, a strong storm could easily damage homes, destroy crops, make fishing impossible for days or even weeks. The island lacked the basic services that many of us consider essential. There were no hospitals, no clinics, so serious illnesses or injuries meant a difficult and often dangerous boat journey to the mainland. Education was limited, children having to travel far for higher levels of schooling. Economic opportunities were scarce. Subsistence farming, fishing. This slow pace of life, while idyllic in some ways, also meant a life of hardship and limited possibilities for the younger generations. Environmental challenges were also part of this early story. The islanders understood this delicate balance intuitively. They knew that a damaged reef meant fewer fish, protecting the mangroves, protecting the forests. Their environmentalism was not a matter of policy, but of practical necessity and deep-seated wisdom. This period of quiet struggle shaped the island's spirit. It instilled in its people a toughness, a resourcefulness. The story of Boracay's discovery by the outside world began not with a grand announcement, but with a series of happy accidents and whispered secrets. In the 1970s, a few adventurous backpackers, intrepid travelers seeking paths less trodden, stumbled upon this hidden gem. What they found was beyond their wildest dreams. A pristine, sun-drenched sanctuary, untouched by commercialism. These first visitors were not typical tourists. They were wanderers, content with the simplest of comforts. They slept in nipa huts rented from local families, ate meals of fresh fish and rice alongside their hosts, and spent their days swimming, reading, and simply soaking in the profound peace of the island. News of this paradise spread slowly, not through glossy brochures or travel agencies, but through word of mouth. It was a secret shared among a small community of travelers, a password to a hidden world. A key moment came with the release of a German travel book in the late 1970s, which described the island in glowing terms. This publication put Boracay on the map for a small but growing number of international travelers. They came seeking authenticity and found it in abundance. The genuine warmth and hospitality of the local families became as legendary as the white sand itself. This early form of tourism was intimate, personal, and built on mutual respect. The whispers about Boracay eventually grew into a roar. By the 1980s and into the 1990s, the secret was well and truly out. The trickle of backpackers transformed into a steady stream and then a flood of tourists from all corners of the globe. The island's fame exploded, and with it came rapid and dramatic change. Investors saw the immense potential. Nipa huts gave way to concrete hotels. Family-run eateries were joined by international restaurants. Sandy footpaths were paved over. The boom brought a whole new energy. Beaches buzzed from sunrise to long after sunset. New attractions and activities sprang up: windsurfing, parasailing, dive shops led coral reef tours. But the rapid development came at a cost. Unregulated construction, inadequate waste management, the sheer volume of people put immense pressure on the environment. The coral reefs, once teeming with life, began to suffer. The crystal clear waters, the island's pride, were at risk of pollution. It was a wake-up call. Community and government realized paradise could be lost. A turning point arrived. Conservation and responsible management began. Development was regulated. Sewage and waste systems were improved. Marine protection efforts started. The island's landmark closure and rehabilitation in 2018 allowed nature to heal. Recovery showed a renewed commitment to sustainability. Paradise is not invincible. It needs to be protected. The story of Boracay is a remarkable journey of transformation. It is a tale of a quiet, hidden island that blossomed into one of the world's most beloved destinations. From its early days as a home for the resilient ATI people, hardworking fishermen, discovery by adventurous backpackers, explosion onto the global stage, Boracay has lived many lives. Its history is a rich tapestry woven with threads of natural beauty, human resilience, cultural heritage, powerful lessons learned from rapid change. It is more than just a place of stunning beaches. It is an island with a deep and compelling soul. Reflecting on its past, we see a story of incredible contrasts. The silence of the pre-tourism era now echoes alongside the vibrant energy of today. Yet, through all these changes, the heart of Boracay endures. It lives in the impossible softness of its white sand, in the mesmerizing blues of its water, and most importantly, in the warmth and hospitality of its people. The island's spirit is a testament to its ability to adapt and to heal. As visitors, we are now part of Boracay's ongoing story. We have the privilege of enjoying its beauty, but with that privilege comes a responsibility. The island's past teaches us the importance of treading lightly and cherishing the paradise we have been invited to share. We can honor its history by being mindful travelers, respecting the local culture, supporting sustainable businesses, protecting the fragile environment. Every small act of care contributes to preserving the magic of Boracay for generations to come. So the next time you feel the fine, cool sand between your toes, or watch a fiery sunset paint the sky, remember the journey this island has taken. Remember the quiet keepers of its past and the delicate balance that sustains its present. Boracay is not just a destination, it is a living, breathing story. Let us all be good stewards of this paradise and add a beautiful and responsible chapter to the incredible story of Boracay. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Also watch for my next video about Manila's history and why it is called Manila.